look at the Insurtech industry or the insurance industry, it's quite different everywhere all over the world. So, for example, in the US or in the more developed markets, when an Insurtech company emerges, it is really a substitute for something that already exists. But when you look at Southeast Asia, when an Insurtech company emerges, it is really a company that is creating a new market, because the penetration rates in Southeast Asia across all of the countries continue to be very, very low relative to what you see in the more mature markets. I think the other thing to also keep in mind is, with a legacy industry, right, such as insurance, there are legacy systems, legacy ways, legacy mindsets. So even when you look in the US, right, in the more mature markets, you can actually argue that insurance is a luxury product, right? Not everyone gets it. And that is very much even more clearly defined here in Southeast Asia. So this is really an opportunity for a new age insurance company such as Sunday to come in and not only help make insurance accessible and available to as many people as possible, who, for many of them, this is really the first time that they're actually getting insurance protection, right, for themselves and their loved ones and also their assets. AI, machine learning technology, this is not the future, right? This is today. And when you take a look at Sunday, everything that we do within the Sunday ecosystem is very much powered by Sunday Technologies, which is our AI and machine learning technology that we have developed proprietarily in-house within our organization. When you look at the industry, again, it's still many archaic systems and processes, which at the end of the day is quite inefficient, right? And it's, you could argue, is what also causes a lot of the frustration, right, in the customer experience. But when you take a look at Sunday, so everything from the risk assessment and the pricing, right, of our policies, all the way to developing and creating that very user-friendly and customer-friendly claims experience, and also delivering solutions and services that we feel is going to be beneficial to our end customers. These are all things that's very much powered by AI and machine learning. One of our ambition is to make insurance as accessible to as many people as possible. And this is an opportunity for us to further expand our reach. But the key differentiating factor here, again, which I touched on earlier, is the customer experience. Once you have the customer, once you have the policy, the servicing of that policy is what's going to differentiate you. So to me, it doesn't matter where we acquire the customer. Right? It could be through an embedded platform, or it could be through direct channels, it could be through your employer. But where you're going to see the true benefits of Sunday is once you're already being covered by Sunday and you see how we are able to deliver the differentiated customer experience. Everything that blockchain stands for and aims to solve, from our perspective, are going to be net positives for the insurance industry. It certainly will happen, and all the insurance players are actively working towards that. And when you think about insurance, right, there are many players in the insurance ecosystem, and in order to make all of that work, all of the players actually need to be working in concert towards that. It also depends on the products, right? It also depends in the geography where you are. So when you look at Southeast Asia, for example, and one of the core products for Sunday is health. Health today in Southeast Asia, for the most part, is still paper-based, right? When you go to the hospitals, when you go to the clinics, a lot of things are very much paper-based, manual. So getting from there to an ecosystem where it's purely powered by blockchain is going to take some time. And we do envision that things will eventually migrate into blockchain, but again, something that will take some time.